So we're going to start it off with, I believe, Marauders. So Marauders #1 by Jerry Duggan, and fantastic issue.
Yeah. Great first issue, man.
Unexpectedly funny. I wasn't expecting the humor in it, but no, Duggan. He wrote Deadpool for a while, so it's not a surprise that he's funny.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting it here, but hey, we got it here. And so the whole crux, and we're going to talk about it a little bit, is Kitty Pryde can't walk into Krakoa. She is denied from the Krakoan gates, which she's supposed to let every mutant through, except her, apparently. So Emma Frost recruits her to be essentially a pirate, and she's now going around doing like black market deals and getting mutants who can't walk through the gates to Krakoa.
I like the team too. Like,
it's a very interesting lineup. Like obviously Pyro's back, and it's the original Pyro.
Fire and Ice, man.
Yeah, you got Bobby Drake Iceman. You got Storm, who's reluctantly there. I'm trying to look at the cover for it. Who else is on it?
Lockheed's on the back.
Lockheed's there, yeah, and he eats a dude's fingers off in one panel.
I love the look that they have for Kitty now. Like it's like especially with the bandage on the nose, man. That just it adds to
the unfortunate broken nose and walking into a solid light wall. Yeah. But no, it was a very, very surprising book. I shouldn't be surprised because I love Jerry Duggan's stuff, but the concept wasn't like, I don't think that well put forward in the market. It's just like, oh, pirates, cool, yeah. And it's like, oh, this is really cool.
Bishop's on there too, right?
What's that?
Bishop's
there, yes. How did I forget about Bishop?
Everybody
to be fair, he wasn't in there that much, so that's my excuse. But now, the big thing: why can't Kitty walk through Kate Pryde walk through the gates?
I don't know, man. Do you think that like Krakoa can make mistakes?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Because Krakoa controls the gates and who goes and who can't, like, who can walk through them. Because it's either House of X or Powers of 10. They were saying about who can go in. Like they have to ask permission, or like I think it was Cypher saying it. But like, there's some weird thing going on there. But I think Krakoa and Kitty Pryde do have a history.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe he's got like a grudge against her or something.
It's either he's either got a grudge against it. Emma Frost is manipulating her, which she's doing that regardless. But how she'd stop her getting into the gate, I don't know.
Well, don't they have a history too? Like Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde. I mean,
absolutely.
They've had like a pretty tenacious relationship before, so maybe that
there's something with that. I'm sure we'll find out because obviously there's no second issue to any of these X-Men books in the minute. But the last theory that's going around is probably the most interesting one. All the way back in Return of Wolverine, there was a series, I believe, by Jim Zub that was like Iron Man, Laura Kinney Wolverine, Jessica Jones, and Cage.
Oh yeah. The search for Wolverine, right?
Yeah. And in that, they went against Mr. Sinister, and they saw the database of all the mutants. And in one of them, Tony finds out that an X-Men isn't a mutant, that they have a sleeper agent. Now, nothing ever came about that. That was a plot thread that was just completely dropped. And now we get here, and we have a very prominent mutant who can't walk through a gate designed only for mutants.
Yeah.
So
that's more interesting than my theory.
Is it possible she's not actually a mutant? But then again, it's like we're kind of the Jewish mutants don't have a good history of staying.
Yeah, it's true. That would be
let's not do it again. Yeah. So
do you think that does the clone does the clones register as mutants too? Like, do they register?
Well, it depends. Do you still class Laura Kinney as a clone?
Currently, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because
like knowing what you know now, no.
Yeah. Even though, like, to be fair, her book currently, or the book she has, still classed her as a clone. Which, forget that book. That sucked.
Yeah.
But So like, she's obviously been on Krakoa if she's still classed as a clone, and then that's kind of works that way. But I'm not sure. I don't think we have any clones currently on Krakoa.
Okay.
Unless no, is Gabby no, Gabby's a clone.
Yeah.
She's a clone of Laura, and she's on there.
Laura, yeah. All right. Theory out. Debunked. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Then again, it could be a clone of Kitty Pryde without the mutant gene.
I mean, there's so many different. I mean, the two avenues. I like the one, I like the last theory that you just said more than my theory. My theory seems
that's
kind of lazy.
One I'm kind of sticking with.
Yeah,
but
I mean, but then,
sure.
do you think they're committed to? I mean, I guess that's a stupid question because I mean, Hickman is in charge of that universe, so like that would be like, hey, he is known for making really, really, really interesting choices.
But like, you know, Hickman's always said that this one's going to be like the most important one next to X-Men. So it's obviously an idea him and Duggan have agreed upon, and that's the direction they're going to take it. But I don't know. It's such a because they don't even really focus on it. It's like, oh yeah, she's the one that can't get through the gate, and then let's move on to the rest of it. But it's like it's such a big point that they kind of not glossed over it because it's only the first issue, obviously. But
yeah, do you think? Yeah, like, do you think that if that is the case, do you think that Emma Frost knows? Because, like, she's. I mean, she is.
Can she read like DNA and or like go that far into someone?
I guess go back to like maybe does Kitty or Kate know that she is?
She's Kate Pryde.
Yeah. Do you think Kate Pryde knows it? If that's the case, do you think she knows that she's the sleeper agent? Like that she would be the sleeper agent?
No, because she was too shocked. Yeah. Unless she's like unless you know she's asleep, but she doesn't realize she's not a mutant.
Yeah.
You could get really convoluted with this. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. At this point, we're just throwing ideas out onto the wall and figuring it. But like, I think that's the fun part, though. But like, yeah. I mean, yeah. That I think that would be more interesting if it was the case. At least they would be like picking up on threads in the past and then kind of paying it off.
Because it's also like Pryde's obviously she's a huge important character to mutants and X-Men, and I don't know, making her not a mutant is kind of it's a bit
risky.
It is a bit risky. I was gonna say slap in the face, but
yeah, that too. But like stuff like I always feel that like I don't think it's a slap in the face. If it's an interesting story, if they're telling it really
it depends how they do it. Like, I've got full faith in Hickman and Duggan to do it. It's just it's a very tight rope to cross.
I mean, I can see that definitely, but I feel like if it's done interestingly and like it makes sense and it like it's very entertaining, like comic books can change. Like they like. I'm sure, like, there's been stuff in the past, like, that has been canon, and they recanon it, and then, like, like, this is just, like, I feel like if it's lazily done, then it's bad. Then I think that would be a slap in the face. But if it's, like, if it's all interesting, and, it progresses the story, and, like, it, like, makes the character more, like more than like the three-dimensional character.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. It's just when they just don't do it good and it's not planned out. It's just like,
so hey, she's no longer a mutant. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, it sort of reminds me of like when they took away Spider-Man's marriage.
Yeah.
It just like, what was the point? Like, why? Or outed him as Peter Parker. None of that made the character more interesting. It just was shocking, to be shocking, and like if you can get past that part, I'm okay with like, because like characters get reset all the time.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's none of this is like set in stone until in the context of the storyline, it's set in stone. But like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, once Hickman's done with his story and another writer comes on, that all could be recanalized.
I mean, for all we know, if it is the case that they are making her no longer a mutant, they could very well have it as part of the story of getting her to become a mutant again.
Mutant, exactly. You know, I think it's just, to me, like, nothing is like sacred for me.
No.
You know, like it's as long as it's interesting and like it tells a really interesting story, I'm okay with it. You know, like just make sure it's like good, you know, and not just like slapped together in a notebook somewhere, you know, like just to sell issues, you know. It's, you know, just to shock somebody, like, you know, because I think that's the wrong reasons to do that type of stuff for like characters, you know. But like, you know, I'm okay with it if it. I actually feel like that's more of the interesting storyline than you know, Krakoa having a grudge against, you know, her, you know, like that to me just seems like a lazy, you know, like anybody could write that story.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, another interesting bit as well is she wasn't Emma Frost's first choice.
Okay.
For the whole Hellfire Club bit. She was in fact her third. So
that's interesting.
And we know one of the choices was Storm, but she turned it down. Like, you know, there's a whole point in the issue of Storm's not really on board, pun intended, because boat. But at the same time, she's gonna be there for Kate. So I mean, really having to think to call her Kate, so I'm just gonna call her Kitty. Like, she's Kitty Pryde. She'll always be Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean, like, because it's just, you know, that's who you're. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with all this, man. Like, you know, Hickman, I can't really. I will never, like, if Hickman thinks that if this is the case and like she's no longer a mutant, if this is Hickman's idea, I'm okay with it. Like, so, and it tells
he's obviously got a plan for it.
Yeah, and like I think he's like one of the writers and creators that I just say, yeah, man, I'm going with it. You know, like I'm not gonna like cry about like certain aspects of anything, man, because like I'm not really like I said, I'm not. It's nothing sacred, you know, as long as you do it good. Yeah. And like I always feel like I always give him the benefit of the doubt because he's never really let me down.
No, I can't think of a bad Hickman.
But like another question, do you think if it's the case, you think that this could create a backlash towards him?
I mean, maybe, but again, you know, what doesn't cause a backlash to a writer in comics?
That's true.
It's like there's always something.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's just asking a question I already know the answer to. You know, like everybody has problems with everything.